brand is rooted in authenticity, which is it should genuinely reflect who you are as a person. This includes your core beliefs and then your values. If I take myself as an example, the things that I write online are things that I genuinely believe in. I'm not trying to farm for engagement. I'm not trying to get eyeballs. I wouldn't try to be controversial. There are people who intentionally are controversial on the internet because they want eyeballs, because they want engagement on their content. But then, if you are someone who wants to build like or craft a digital persona that people take seriously, you want to not want to do those kind of things. You want to write things that you genuinely believe in. You want to write things that reflect your values as a person. Being authentic would take you farther than anything else because we live in a generation where online you can fake it. You can fake, especially on LinkedIn, and I'm sure everybody has probably come by content like that where people just write the most outrageous things. Like people just craft things. And considering today that we have a lot of like social, we have these large language models like chat gpt and all of that, people just use it to craft stories. I'm not saying that it's bad using it, but then some people craft stories and then they just put it online, which is not good. You want to be authentic in the way you write. I'll give you an example. I write the things that I put online. I don't go to ChatGPT to ask ChatGPT to write things for me. I write what I want to write. I ask ChatGPT to refine it for me, and then I post it online. So whatever content, the crux of the content itself comes from me, and then ChatGPT will refine it. Sometimes the grammatical errors, like all of that, the way I've constructed my sentences, it will craft it in a way, use the right words, write it in a way that is easy to understand, and then I can just copy that and then post it. But some people don't even go through the thinking process to write what they truly believe in. They just let ChatGPT write a thing and then they just post it. That is not good. It doesn't scream authenticity. It wouldn't make people take it serious. So when you're authentic, it fosters trust and connection with your audience, especially if you're a content creator. There are people that when they post online, they post the behind the scenes. They post the process of they trying to get something done. And any of us who have engaged with someone whose content is kind of that way, you realize that you tend to sort of appreciate the person more. You tend to connect with the person more because the person is showing you the process through which something is done. They don't just show the finished work. So being authentic is very crucial if you want to build a personal brand. So reputation, unique value proposition, and authenticity are are key components of building your personal brand. All right, great. Let's move to the next. Now, build it by doing. So first one was build it by understanding. Second one is build it by doing. Now, one, self promotion. So today I wrote something that I don't know if all of us here are Ghanaians, but I would say that for most Ghanaians, they have a very negative view of self promotion. People feel like or people have this inherent feeling that when you promote yourself too much, you are showing off. When you promote yourself too much, you are kind of like making it look like as though you are the only one who is making it in whatever you are doing. You can't keep quiet, you can't keep things secret, or like people feel like keeping things secret, especially when it comes to your professional like work life career kind of thing. They think it's a virtue. They think it's something that you should everybody should crave for. Oh, you keep things secret. Bro, that that is very counterproductive. You see, it's not a concept that you should adopt. There are things you should keep secret which are necessary, and there are things that there is no need for you to keep secret. There is no point to it. Self promotion is one thing that would boost you. It would bring visibility. I hit a milestone in my career and then I go online and then I post it. If I do something in my career and then it goes well and then I go online and I post it, that is self promotion. I'm putting my competence out there. I'm making people to know that, oh, I am kind of I'm capable of doing things like this and I have been able to do it. I've been able to achieve it. That opens me up to more opportunities. Somebody keeps disrupting the thing. That opens me up to more opportunities and that puts me in front of a lot of people, for people to know, okay, this is my this is what this guy is competent about. So self promotion is very important. Forget about what people think. Put yourself out there. It's basically, it's like you are actively communicating your value and expertise to influence public perception. So when you put yourself out there, if you are promoting your work or you are promoting yourself as a professional, you are communicating your value. See it like that. If you have that inherent feeling of, I am putting myself out there, people will say that I'm this, people will say, oh, this guy, he's too known. Like, bro, forget about all those people. See it like you're communicating your value as a person, you're communicating your expertise. It's a deliberate effort to shape how others view you. Personal branding, you are deliberately putting in an effort for people to see, or people to sort of um identify you as a certain kind of person. Like, oh, this guy, he's always posting his training work. Anytime he's training, he's posting it. Anytime he's designing, he has a behind the scenes video of him like designing and all that. And then after that, he shows the finished work. When you see that, you're like, nah, this guy is competent. It will open you up to business. It will open you up to potential clients. You can't always see self promotion as something that is, oh, keep things to yourself. Oh, keep quiet. Keep quiet for who, bro? We are in the digital world. We are in the digital space. If you don't post, if you are not online, if you don't consistently put yourself out there, nobody knows you. Like, you are basically a ghost. That is how you should see it. If you are not posting your work, if you won't post what you do, if you won't go for conferences, like there are people who go for conferences. I go for conferences, I go for events, I network, I take pictures with people, I come online, I post it, and then I write something. I write a comprehensive review of the particular conference that I attended or the particular event that I attended. It makes people see that, oh, this guy, he's ever learning. He's a lifelong learner. He's somebody who is willing to go for events and then learn. You don't want to just stay in your house. You don't go anywhere. You don't network. You are not social, and then you expect that people will see you and then bring you opportunities. You are a ghost. Like, if you don't put yourself out there, nobody knows you and nobody cares about you. And you will see people who are even not as competent as you are, but then are very loud on the internet, getting all the opportunities, and all you sit there is you sit there and you resent them, and then you start talking about how, oh, they don't deserve it. Like, who do you think you are? Like, who nobody. Like, put yourself out there, promote yourself. It's very important. You are, I said, see it this way. You are actively communicating your value and expertise to influence public perception, influence what people think about you. Self promotion, build it by doing it. Now let's go to visibility. I've probably bled through like the two terms, but visibility basically is engaging your target audience through various channels. So whether you are using social media, you are going for networking events, you are using professional platforms like LinkedIn, this helps you establish your presence and reach in the industry. Now, this is what I said. I sat down and I was like, let's say you've worked in an industry for a long time. I have worked in the graphic design advertising space for 7 to 8 years. Now, I reach a certain point, I can't just be a talent. I can't just be known as, oh, this guy, he's a talent, he's a graphic designer, he's this, he's that. No, I have to move up to another stage where I become an influence in that particular field or an influence in that industry. Now I become a voice in that industry. When I talk, it should hold weight. When I give an advice, if I speak about the industry, if I critique the industry, it should hold weight. At this point, I have worked, I have an extensive amount of experience, or I have an extensive amount of work that I can show, or proofs that I can show that, well, I have been somebody who has contributed to the advertising space in Ghana. So at this point, when I speak, people should listen to me. So I feel like when you are working, document your story. I'll even get to that slide. But when you are working, document what you are doing, put it online, write things about your work, write things about your industry, write articles, sit down, introspect, think about what is going on in your industry, and then write your personal thoughts, put those things online. It promotes you from just being a talent to becoming an influencer in your field. it makes you a voice in your field, and that is how you get all these opportunities, all these speaking engagements. Some company just flies you out of the country to South Africa or Cape Town somewhere, and then you go and sit on a panel, and then you talk about your industry, or you talk about the design or advertising industry, and they pay you thousands of dollars for it. And then after that, you come back, and then at some point, you become so good at it that now you become a global sort of speaker, and then they just keep on flying you to different places. It opens you up to networks that you can leverage for your career, can leverage for your professional life. Like, you keep on building your personal brand. All of us here are probably aware of someone like Chris Doe. I mean, those in the design industry, Chris Doe, who once had like an agency, and then he moved on to design education, and now they just fly him all over to workshops and all of that. I'll use like a global example, which everybody is probably privy to, which is Vusi Themikwayo. So Vusi Themikwayo now is a global speaker, and then they just fly him to business conferences to just talk about business. If you don't self promote, and if you're not putting yourself out there, who knows you? Nobody. This is the data space, like I said. You see it as a tool that you can leverage to push yourself to get the opportunities that you need. Third, consistency. There are people who post today, the next time they'll post is 5 months later. You can't do that. You can't do that. Last year I posted 91 times on LinkedIn. And even that, I felt like it was small. You want to be posting like in every week, at least post like twice. In every week, post like twice, at most 3 times. If you can post every day, cool. Be consistent with what you post. Be consistent. And you see, some of these things, you have to be intentional about how you create stuff. And I'll get to those slides, but you have to be intentional about how you create. If I'm a medical professional, I'll come back to, I'm bringing back the medical professional thing. If I'm a medical professional, let's say I am somebody who is a physiotherapist. If I'm a physiotherapist, now I understand that health education is very important. There are people who probably don't know things about my field. There are people who have no idea about what is going on in my field. So I'm like, okay, fine. I want to let's say I want to bring attention to myself. But then to do that, I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach how people, I'm going to teach certain terms in the medical field that people don't know. So today I'm talking about maybe what how to sit right, or how to get your posture right. And then I just write something. I just write something about, posture and how it can affect you if you are getting into your old age. This and this and this is what is going to happen if you don't start sitting right. Then I post it on Monday morning when people are going to the office. And then people read it and like, okay. And one thing all of us can probably admit to is that we care about our health than we think we do. We do care about our health than we think we do. So you would follow such a health professional, and every day this health professional is dropping gems, dropping health gems that you must know. And then all you do is what? You just listen, you just read, and then you start practicing. A very clear example is Aproko Doctor. And I'm sure that most of us here are following him. And when anytime you see his video, you don't skip. You never skip his video. You whether it doesn't matter how long or how many videos of him that you've watched, you will never skip his video, because you know that he's going to say something that is very important. You know that he's going to so s- Osajefo, I'm back at you again. Somehow my thing just stopped, and then I'm trying to
Yeah,
share like
I'm working it down. Actually, when you were sharing your screen, someone started sharing something also.
wow.
I took it off. Yeah. So you
Okay,
can share
okay.
your screen now.
All right. So I've sent a request.
Yeah, I've allowed it.
All right, cool. What a day. The devil is a liar. All
Amen.
right. so so anytime you see a Aproko Doctor's video, you watch it. Now, somebody like Aproko Doctor was recently named as one of the best voices in the health field, something like that. And there was the Bill Gates Foundation invited him. Um, he started working with them. There was another like global organization who also took him, and then he started interviewing people with certain rare medical conditions, and then advocating and then speaking on how people can prevent some of these things. All of this started because he was consistent with posting his content online. There are people who are in certain industries, they have like there are some of us, we have opportunities that we travel, we go to events, we are working on very big projects. Some of them we have not even signed any NDAs or anything. And if you are keeping it from the internet, fine. Maybe you have like a personal like reason, or a personal, yeah, you have a personal reason why you are keeping it from the internet. That's fine. But then there are others who probably don't know that if they should share, it would help them, because then it opens you up for more opportunities like that. So you are going for these events, you are attending these events, you have had chances to sit with certain kinds of people, to have certain conversations. Nobody knows about it. Like, you are not posting anything. Nobody knows that this is what you do, this is who you are. You've worked on some very big projects. Bro, you are wasting your time. You are missing out opportunities. I had an opportunity to travel to the northern region with Farmerline. Farmerline flew me from Accra, took me to the northern region. I followed them to more than 7 communities, filming for them. Before, when I left Accra and then I go to Tamale, I took pictures sitting at the airport, took pictures, and then I posted it online. And I said that I'm in the north, and the north is replete with a lot of stories, and I can't wait to tell you to watch it. Now, Farmerline released an article on their website about this particular event that we went to cover. I didn't see it, I saw it just recently. When I saw it, I took a screenshot of it, and then I posted it on my LinkedIn, and I was like, I took the pictures in this particular article, and it was a great experience, blah, 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 blah. People liked it, and people followed me again. What does this tell? It tells people that, okay, this guy, he does this, he's known for this, he's worked with a very big brand. Farmerline has like 26 branches across Africa. It's a very big brand, and it's sort of, I sort of get some benefits from the brand that they have already built, you know. So you can't just be there and then you are working for all these big brands, and then you can't do all these things, or you can't like you are not putting yourself out there. You can't do that. Every experience that you have, write about it and then put it there. Let people know what you are doing. I see all your questions. I'm going to come back and then I'm going to answer at the last slide. I want to just quickly finish that and then I'll come. So here I said, fake it till you get tired of making it. This is a bad advice. Don't take this advice. But then there is some kind of truth to it. There's kind of some kind of truth to it. You have to envision yourself as a big global a big global player. You have to start seeing yourself as a working professional, whatever field you are. You have to see yourself as a big global player, and then start acting like it. Start putting yourself in the shoes of somebody who is a big global player. If you are if you're a designer, or if you're a content creator, start seeing yourself as a big content creator who has a lot of influence. People listen to you, people listen to your voice, people feel like, nah, this guy, he's a serious person, this guy, he's somebody that we can take seriously. Start acting like it. You can't see yourself as this, like the way you see yourself, your perception about yourself really it really determines your capabilities. Seriously, the way you see yourself really determines your capabilities. There are people on this call who are probably like way experienced than me. There are people on this call who are big people, have had more opportunities, have achieved a lot in life. But then they are here listening to me. In my mind, I could either feel inferior and then be like, oh, Charlie, there are big people here who are doing. But the fact that I feel like I'm in my domain and I'm in my space, the fact I'm here talking to you about this particular thing, I see myself like, Charlie, an expert on personal branding. It doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter what you see about me. In my mind, I am an expert in personal branding and I'm teaching you about personal branding. We Africans, we think that when somebody says that, the person is proud, or the person is overconfident, or the person is like he feels he's playing big, he sees himself. No, that's not it. It's a reflection of my competence. This is what I do. I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm saying. And if what I'm saying is not true, or if you feel like what I'm saying is not useful, or there is no utility in it, then you can drop off the call. But then, because you are here, it shows you that, okay, this guy is doing this. And me seeing there are 25 people on this call listening to me, spending time listening to me, in as much as I appreciate that, I also see myself as somebody who is capable of doing what I'm doing, and that is why I'm doing it. You have to start seeing yourself in that, like see yourself as a big global player. You can't you can't be inferior. You can't like Ghanaians, we are like that. Like most of us, oh, we don't want trouble. Like I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I want to just like our confidence level is low, and it's affecting how we can get things done. It's affecting how we can create. It's affecting how we can innovate. It's affecting how we can build stuff. There are some of us who are doing incredible stuff. We feel like it's not enough, so we are not posting it. You're not building your personal brand because you feel like you have nothing to show for it. You're not putting yourself out there because you feel like people will start seeing you as, oh, you're a show off, or people will start having certain kinds of perception about you, so you won't put yourself out there. No, no. I always say this, that what you do, your experience, your work, the things that you bring to the table, you bring into your industry, is a reflection of your competence, and your competence gives you the voice. It gives you the courage to speak on certain things. You can't be somebody who is changing your industry, who is contributing to your industry, and then feel like, nah, you can't do anything, and then feel like, nah, you can't talk. Like, there are people who are out there and then they are just making noise and they are blowing on fire. And even then, people are giving attention to them. How much more you, who knows your industry, you have worked in your industry, you have built like a body of experience, and you still can't, you have to change the perception about yourself. You really do have to. You really do have to. So, like I'm saying, maintain consistent message across all platforms. Um, put yourself out there, build the recognition and reliability over time. So fake it till you're tired of making it. All right. Now let's go on LinkedIn. Yeah, now we're going to talk about LinkedIn. Um, so we are in the phase where we are talking about how you can leverage your LinkedIn accounts to um gain global opportunities. So I did some research, like I was trying to get some stats, and I read that over 87% of recruiters utilize LinkedIn to find and screen candidates. Not this person again. How are they doing this? Uh, how are they doing this? All right, I'll just ignore and then just continue. Okay, so LinkedIn, as we all know, is a it's a professional platform. I was one of the people who didn't like posting on LinkedIn because I felt like a lot of people were just faking it on LinkedIn. It never felt real. It felt like, oh, people were just, and I'm sure most of us have probably heard about stuff like that where people say, oh, LinkedIn there is pressure place. People just give pressure every now and then. You go, your friend or somebody that you know has achieved a particular milestone, you feel like, yeah, somebody that you know personally, the person will go on LinkedIn and write some serious essay, making it look like, and then it feels very inauthentic. So you're like, oh, I won't post my stuff there because LinkedIn is not. But bro, everybody's story is personal. Everybody's story is different. The same way people use the internet, even on this call, this person who is drawing all these things here is using the same internet, using these skills they have to just disrupt the call. But then I am using this internet to also share knowledge. So at the end of the day, what do you use LinkedIn for is very personal. You can use it to promote yourself, you can use it to build your career, like your personal brand online. You can use it to position yourself in a way in the digital space, in a way that attracts opportunities to you. Or you can just write lies and then fake things online. That is up to whoever is doing that. But you, what are you going to use LinkedIn for? Because there are recruiters who are using LinkedIn to find and screen candidates for opportunities. Now I'm gonna just go to use my personal page for example. So this is basically optimizing your LinkedIn account, right? So we have the cover art here, and my cover art is Envision Africa. So this is what I'm all about. What I'm all about is that I want to tell stories that envisions Africa. I want to envision Africa through storytelling. Let's push progress through telling African stories. That is what I'm about. So my banner is envision Africa, and this is the same. This is the motto for the company that I'm building, which is Brief Africa. Now, I have my name here, Hubert Alaminsa, and then under it, I've written that building brief.africa. Brief.africa is my website. So, building brief.africa, new media platform that envisions Africa through storytelling. It's as simple as that. Anybody who comes to my page, they look at this, they know what I am doing, they know what I'm about. So, your bio is basically a summary of what you do. Your bio is a summary of what you do as a person, as a professional. When somebody goes to your LinkedIn, what would they know about you? What would they what's the perception that they will take away from you as a professional? There are people this in this bio, the things they are written is plenty, and sometimes it doesn't even make sense. Like they just write things and then they use hashtags and all that. Please simplify it. Simplify it. Find some very short one liner that can speak to what you do as a person. Don't be putting a lot of things there. Some people, they are graphic designer, web designer, programmer, like everything, they just put it there. No. Can you just write something like you create digital products? Like yeah, you create digital products online, you work with clients to fulfill their digital needs. Can it be just like that instead of I'm a graphic designer, this that all is it it's not necessary. It's not. Now the second thing is Africa Cocoa Marketplace, which is where I work. And then there is Build Space, which is um it's like a boot camp that I took um late last year. So that's my I've put that as my education. The reason why I put Build Space there is because Build Space is international. um they shut down they shut down, like I think after the last cohort, which I was a part of, but then it's globally known like Build Space. So I put Build Space there for people who are probably coming from the global side, who might see Bill Space and you're like, okay, this guy, he going to Bill Space nights and weekends. Okay, we can take him seriously. It's very deliberate. So I put Bill Space there, and then my location, and then visit my website. So this is something that you can set up on your page if you have a website. So you can just put the link there, and then if anybody clicks it, it should redirect them to a website. Now, as a professional, I think that we are at the point where everybody must have a website. You must have a website. Have a website for your brand. Have a website about yourself, a website that displays your portfolio, displays your CV. When somebody asks you, send me your portfolio, you just send them a URL to your website and the person checks it out. It's like an avenue where everything about you is. It's an avenue where everything that you need, everything that is it's you would send to recruiters, it's found there. Your portfolio, your CV, the people you've worked with, the companies you've worked with, like your work experience, everything is just there. It's your personal profile. Have a website, invest in it. These days there are no code tools that you can use to build a website for yourself. You don't have to pay a lot. Just have a website. It's very important. So your name, your about, your education, your work, and then your website. Have it on your LinkedIn. It's quite important. Have a nice, like thumbnail. Use a professional picture. I use the picture of myself with a laptop, basically just communicate what I do. So it's quite important. Now, featured artworks. When you scroll down your LinkedIn, you would see that there is a there is a place where there is featured. So not everybody would maybe go to my website. Not everybody will go to my YouTube channel to check what I do. But then there are people who would still be on my LinkedIn account. So on my LinkedIn, I have featured a lot of videos that I have created, and then I've put them in my LinkedIn featured. So they can just click on any of them, any of the links, and then see the videos that I have created or see the work that I have done. So in your LinkedIn account, every work that you've done, sometimes it could be a post, something that you posted on LinkedIn itself. Maybe you traveled somewhere or you did some work and then you wrote about it on LinkedIn. You can put it as a featured post. So it's very simple to redirect people or redirect recruiters, whoever that wants to give you an opportunity or whoever is checking your page out. It's easy for them to just click and then it will just take them straight to those kind of posts. You don't want it to be difficult to find out what you do. Please, you are not don't try to obscure yourself. make sure that things are visible enough so that people can just go to your page and then they find out what you do. Document your works. This is very important. There are some of us, like I said earlier, we don't document, we don't do anything, you don't take pictures. You're like, oh, as for me, I don't like taking pictures. I am very shy, I'm antisocial. In this digital world, you can't afford to be that. Please, sometimes you have to reinvent yourself. Seriously, sometimes you have to reinvent yourself. You have to basically be different. You have to be somebody that, like you have to go through a change. I'm telling you, it's very important. Like I used to be that antisocial guy. I'm in my corner. I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing. There was a time I deleted all my pictures online. I didn't want anybody to know about me. I'm trying to obscure myself. It's not necessary. Most of the opportunities that I have gotten in the past 3 years is because I documented my work. I put videos out, then somebody would text me, DM me. Ah, I saw this video. How much do you take when you're covering an event? Do you want to, like, it's just, it puts you out there, that attracts opportunities. Don't obscure yourself. Don't be like, as for me, I can. If you realize that most of the struggles that you have with stuff like this is psychological, you have to reinvent yourself. You have to you have to go deeper. Like, this is not a psychology, it's not a therapy session, but like, ask yourself questions, introspect. Why is it difficult for you to post? Find out what the particular reason is, and then diagnose it, like come up with a solution. If you need somebody to help you, if you need to go for a lot of events to be exposed, it's good for you. Listen, in my experience, when I realized that I was very shy, what I did was that I went to a lot of events. If you go and check my YouTube videos from before, I never posted my you never see my face there. I'll never vlog, I'll never bring my face there because I was shy. I was quite how would I say it? I was quite uh I had this insecurity about my looks. I was like, this boy, you are not handsome enough. Like, your face is looking some way. Like, nobody would like to look at you. People will have judgmental thoughts about you, bro. As I grew, I grew. It felt like I grew out of it. Like I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'll just do my videos and put it there. You get what I'm saying? Like, reinvent yourself. Go through a certain stage where certain things that are holding you back, which is yourself, you break those things out. Do introspection. Ask yourself, why are you afraid? What is keeping you back? Like, sometimes you need exposure. Last year I wanted to go to Cape Town and I was going for the Africa Tech Festival. And one of my major reasons or major points as to why I wanted to travel and then go was because I wanted to be exposed. I wanted to see things, see how people were building, see how people were resilient about some of the things they were doing, to the point that it would sort of change my mind. It would change the way I see things. Like, something would just change in my mind because I saw something. Something would change in my mind because I experienced something. I saw what people were building. The exposure. So sometimes, to reinvent yourself, put yourself in a position or get yourself in places where it would expose you. You interact with people who would change the way you think. There are some people, when you talk to them, bro, they just open up your mind. That's why the quality of your friends, the quality of the people that you hang up around with is very important. And sometimes, to get to those people, to get to experience people like that or have conversations with people like that, you have to go for events. Go for professional events. It will help you. All right. So, document your way. So these are screenshots of works that I've done. So the first one, this guy has written something on, but we don't care. The first one, I said May last year, I attended 3i Africa Summit. So May last year, I attended the 3i Africa Summit. And then I made a mini series on the fintech ecosystem in Ghana. Now, this year, my company or Brief is collaborating with the Ghana FinTech Awards to tell stories. So we are going to do some interviews, tell stories, how far the fintech ecosystem has come, blah, 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 blah. And the reason why they actually contacted me, or the reason why Prince, the guy who works with them, contacted me, is because I did a video on the fintech ecosystem. You see what I'm saying? Put your work out there. When I put the work out there, he saw the video and was like, nah, you guys are good. Come and work with us. And if I work with them and then I post it again, people will be like, oh, this guy's company worked with the FinTech Association of Ghana.